Welcome to the Chair Yoga series sponsored by the Rowe Cultural Council and the Massachusetts Cultural Council. My name is Kate Peppard and I am a yoga teacher who lives in Heath, Massachusetts, right next door to Rowe. And I've been providing community yoga classes in Rowe and Heath for a couple of years now. And I'm really excited to share this chair yoga practice with you. We're going to do 6 classes through the spring. So this is a recording of the class that's going to be presented on April 16th. And there'll be recordings each week posted up to the Rowe Cultural Council's website. But this is an introduction to chair yoga and props that you'll need, modifications, different postures, types of breathing that we're going to be doing, all sorts of stuff. So I'm really happy that you're here to give it a try. So first of all, let's talk about getting set up in our chairs. If you watched the introductory video, you may have seen that you need just a few different things, primarily really just the chair. So you want to use a dining room chair that doesn't have arms, that you can move around in it as freely as possible. And you want to have your legs at about a 90-degree angle. So if your knees are coming up or if your feet are dangling, then you want to be able to prop yourself up. So we're going to be talking through how to do that. But the second thing that you probably will want to incorporate, if you have availability, is a yoga mat underneath your chair. So that's going to be really helpful. Not only does it provide padding to kind of step down onto, but it also provides a relatively non-slip, non-skid surface so that as you move into different postures, like let's say even coming down into a forward fold or moving into a lunge or what's called a warrior posture, it gives your feet something to grab onto without slipping. It also gives your chair something to grab onto without slipping there as well. So it provides a lot of stability underneath the chair. So yoga mat underneath your chair is a great thing to have. You can also use any sort of other sticky thing, like maybe something that an under rug sticky thing that might help you too. So for keeping yourself propped up in your chair or on the floor, blankets are great. So a yoga blanket is something that you'll see referenced. It's a blanket kind of a particular size and weave density so that as it gets folded up, it provides support for your body for different postures, laying down, covering yourself over during Shavasana, the final resting posture for yoga. But the blanket in chair yoga is primarily used to sit on. So you would have it folded up at whatever height helps you get to the height you need to be on your chair to help get that 90-degree-ish angle. So I just put myself a little high, so adjusting it again to come down to where it feels right. And if it's that your feet are dangling and it's just a little bit of space there, maybe you have a blanket that is folded that can just go underneath your feet, which can just feel nice regardless. So maybe you just want to have something squishy under your feet. I like to have that. It feels really nice, but you may just like the feeling of your feet grounded onto the floor as well. So that is an option. And the next prop that you will use, so you really just need one blanket is recommended to have as you work through a practice. And if it's not a yoga blanket, maybe a wool blanket or something that has a relatively nice dense weave to it, not a big puffy quilt or something, but something that's, kind of firm. The next prop that you may want to put to use are yoga blocks. Yoga blocks are helpful for when you're folding forwards, giving yourself something to land on. And so you don't necessarily have to go all the way to the ground. So this actually helps bring the ground up to you. So that is a nice thing to have. This is also useful in terms of having something to step down onto. So let's say the feet are, if your legs are quite a bit shorter and are dangling off of the floor, having blocks to ground the feet onto is also helpful. If you don't have blocks, you could use a big book or two to help with the same effect. So anything that's basically going to bring the floor up to you. Some people use cans of food. So like I mentioned, big books, cans of food, any sort of thing, pieces of wood, bricks. But yoga blocks are a nice size and also usually kind of a nice texture to hold on to as well. So have those around. And the last prop that we will put to use at some point during our practice, but maybe not a whole lot, is the yoga strap. So the yoga strap has a buckle so that you can create a loop. And you can tighten, obviously, tighten and loosen the loop as needed for different points in the practice. This is a useful tool for reaching, basically kind of extending your arms. So if you can't reach your foot, the yoga strap can get there. It's also nice for working into shoulders. You can use the strap to connect your hands together to help create a sense of expansion. There's lots of different ways that this can be put into play. In terms of whether you have a yoga strap specifically or not, you see the belt, the buckle, it's just like a belt buckle, like one of those loop belt buckles. So if you have a belt like that, you could use that, a cloth belt with a similar buckle. You could just use a regular belt. It doesn't have to have a buckle like this. It's just something that you can hold on to two sides of it and bring it in. Another thing that can work is a bathrobe tie or a dog leash, anything along those lines. So anything that's going to extend your arm's length, give you a sense of expansion. That is what the yoga strap is for. Provides support for your body. So in terms of our chair yoga practice, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going through 6 weeks of practice. And each week we're going to be focusing on a different element. All of it's going to be woven together in the final practice, just bringing it all in head to toes sort of thing, including balances, lunges, other different things. Primarily, we are going to be seated in the chair for these practices. There will be some things that I may recommend standing up for, but everything is optional. I like to say that my instructions are suggestions. So whatever I am suggesting that you do, always consider it just that, a suggestion. So if you hear it as an instruction, just check yourself. Know what's right for your body. Know what you need to do for yourself, what adjustments you might need to make, and make them. I'll be presenting lots of different options as we go through this practice. Well, every practice, each of the 6 weeks. So this first week is basically an introduction to me, a little bit my teaching style and the props that we're going to need, and a few different core and basic elements of a yoga practice. So yoga is also, if you think of the definition of yoga, or if you want that definition, yoga means union. So it's the union of body, mind, spirit, the union of breath with the body, all these different things, union in terms of your place in relationship to others. Yoga really is a whole life philosophy, and a lot of what we see in our Western culture are the positions and postures of yoga. And that's not all it is. It's really primarily when we're in the position and posture work of yoga, the most important part of that is our breath and integrating breath with the movement and just being aware of the body. So advanced yoga is awareness. It's not necessarily being on your head or doing some other contortion with your body. It's about having the ability to take space to see what your body needs and checking in with that. So that is how I like to teach it. That's how I like to be aware of it, is as a practice. It's something that we're learning, that I am learning about being more aware of my body, more present for my body, more present for my breath, and connecting all of those things together. And having the benefit of gaining strength, gaining flexibility, and enhancing my ability to balance more. So thinking about getting up and getting down in a steady way and having the strength to do that. So incorporating core, muscles, balance, and body awareness through that. So as we move through the practice today, I'm going to be talking a little bit about breath work, and we're going to be doing the 6 movements of the spine, which are core movements that I like to integrate into every yoga practice that I do as a warm-up. So those 6 movements are side to side, forwards and back, and also in twisting side to side. So that's twists, forwards, back, side to side. And then we're going to be working through a couple of postures. So looking at a lunge and a warrior posture, which is a type of lunge posture. And then we'll have a little bit of cool down and a moment of silence at the end of our practice. So basically a 1-minute silent meditation. Nothing too long, but just bringing a sense of mindfulness and awareness into the practice as well. So let's get started. So first of all, getting into your seat. So positioning yourself for chair yoga. So notice where you've positioned yourself in your chair. So hopefully you've set yourself up with your blanket or whatever other props that you need. And noticing if you're kind of leaning towards the back of the chair, or if you're kind of solidly in the middle of the chair, you want to bring yourself kind of towards the edge of the chair. You do not want to feel as though you're going to fall off, but you do want to be in a position on the chair that you're using the strength of your body to support your spine, to keep your spine tall. So you're not just slumping back into the chair. You're really using the strength of your core, your side muscles to keep yourself upright. So that's kind of your first practice as far as chair yoga goes. And then checking in with your legs. So noticing if the feet are kind of tucking underneath, or maybe they're way out front or splaying out to the sides. Take a look. Want them at a 90-degree angle, those knees. And then you want the feet just about hip distance apart. So what's hip distance? What's a good way to gauge that? I always say what was taught to me was 2 fists coming together between the arches of your feet. That's where your hip distance is. So as a general gauge, you can kind of eyeball it and just know that it may be a little bit wider for you, maybe a little bit more narrow in terms of where you feel the most supported. But for instance, I notice as I'm coming in a little bit more narrow, my feet are starting to rock out onto the outside edges. That's not being fully supported. I want to be solidly on my feet. And maybe as you go out to the sides, you'll notice you're rolling inwards. So just take notice as you move through. So that is your feet, your legs, your hips set up here in the chair, your spine's lifting tall. So take a moment here. Move on your feet. Rock onto the heels, lift into the toes. And then maybe rock a little bit side to side. Give the toes a scrunch. And then setting the feet solidly down onto the mat. Take a breath in, lift all of the toes up, spread them out wide. And as you exhale, place the toes down one by one. A nice long exhale. Feel the feet on the ground so you can feel the heels, the ball mounds of the feet, the toes all touching down, and press into the bottoms of the feet. And as you press into the bottoms of the feet, maybe notice a little bit of engagement in your core, in your low belly. And feel a sense of energy coming up into your legs. You kind of feel your legs starting to activate here. So as you see, not totally passive, we're just sitting here. We're not moving, but we're activating all of these muscle groups. Become aware of your seat. Maybe wiggle a little bit in the seat, noticing your sits bones. Feel them anchoring down. So as you press into the feet, feel the seat and become aware of your torso, the spine, and the front of the torso, your abdomen. Take a breath and begin to lift the spine up tall. Feel it rising up towards the sky. Relax the shoulders down from your ears. And imagine a ribbon tied to the crown of your head and feel it tugging upwards. And feel that kind of space and expansion in your spine through your backbone. All the vertebrae spacing apart a little bit more. Take a moment here, maybe even close your eyes and scan over your body. Notice what you notice. And then flutter your eyes open, take a deep breath in, and sigh it out. Another deep breath in, sigh it out. One more. And now we're going to be talking about a type of breath, a particular type of breath in yoga called Ujjayi breath, otherwise known as ocean breath or victorious breath. There's a couple of different names for it. We call it Ujjayi. And Ujjayi is a breath that you're breathing in through the nose and back out through the nose again. And what you're doing is you're constricting the throat just a little bit to cause a sense and a sound, so both sound and sensation of the air rushing over the throat and into the body. And it's a warming breath. So this is a breath that you can employ through your yoga practice and actually at any point during your day to generate a little bit of heat. And it's also very good for focusing. So kind of honing your attention in is something that Ujjayi breath will do. And so if you find yourself getting distracted throughout your practice, so throughout the yoga practice, or maybe just throughout your day, you can start to bring in Ujjayi breath and just really focus in on the sound and the sensation of the breath and feel it start to bring your attention back to where it needs to be. So Ujjayi breath can be practiced in a couple of different ways, but I always like to practice it to start first with the mouth open. We end up closing the mouth to actually fully practice the breath or to do the breath. But what we want to do is pretend like we're fogging up a mirror. So you put your hand in front of your face and you take a breath in through your nose, and then you open your mouth and fog up the mirror, your hand being the mirror, of course. And then taking another breath in, fog it up, and another one. So we're all pretty familiar with that sensation of fogging something up. I don't know if any of you have probably done this on a mirror to write in, or on a car window, any sort of situation where you're fogging something up so you can draw in it, or whatever the case may be, write in it. So same sort of thing, same action, same breath, heated coming out of your body. And now we're going to hold the mirror there and we're going to do that same breath in and the fogging out breath, but with the mouth closed. So take a breath in and out. And notice the sound. Take another breath in and out. And one more. So noticing both the sound and the sensation. And also, you don't have to turn your head to the side to do this. I'm just doing that so you can see me breathing on my hand. But the sound and the sensation of the air coming up through the throat to fog up your mirror. So that is, in essence, Ujjayi breath. Let's practice it a few times without the mirror, just breathing in through the nose, back out again with the mouth closed, creating that sound of the ocean in the throat. Take a breath in and out. In, out. Another one. So that is Ujjayi breath. So as we go through our practice, I'll remind you to bring your Ujjayi breath in and use it to focus yourself, use it to build heat. And keep that Ujjayi breath in mind as a tool that you can use throughout your day for focus and for settling into your body. So now we're going to work through head down to toes, a few different stretches, a few different maneuvers to work into the joints in the body. So first of all, coming back into awareness of your seat, feel your feet pressing you down, lift the spine tall. Relax the shoulders down from the ears. Another cue I give a lot of, just remembering to keep the neck long. Take a breath in and exhale, bow your head down. On the inhale, roll to the right, ear to shoulder. And exhale, roll back down. Inhale to your left, ear to shoulder. Exhale, roll back down. Inhale to the right. Exhale down. Inhale left. Exhale. Inhale one more time right. Exhale down. And one more time to the left. Exhale down. Press into the feet, and as you inhale, send the gaze up to the sky. Lift through the chin. And exhale back to neutral. Begin to circle the shoulders backwards. And these can be small circles or big circles. And then take it forwards. And then bring your fingertips to your shoulders in little circles with the elbows backwards. Feel what's happening underneath your fingertips. Notice the joints. Keep breathing. Maybe your Ujjayi breath here. And forwards. And then coming down to the elbows, circling around a few times one way, and then the other way. Down to the wrists, circle the wrists one way, and then the other way. And then flex the wrists forwards and back. And take a moment, notice if you've forgotten your feet, press into the feet a little bit. Give the fingers a wiggle, and then interlace the fingers together. Press down through the hands, really opening through the fingers, the palms, pressing as much as you can. Feel that sense of opening through the hands. Take a breath in and out. And then inhale, press out and start to lift up. And notice your shoulders. Maybe you only come this far, but maybe you're going all the way up. Exhale, press down. Inhale, press out and up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, press out and up. And exhale, bring it back down. Release the hands. Give the fingers another wiggle. Maybe spin the wrists. You can flick the fingers too. That can feel nice. And then coming into the torso. So noticing the torso, begin to twist just a little bit. Just noticing. This can be very subtle. So this starts to get into one of the 6 movements of the spine. We're going to focus in on that momentarily. And then begin to circle around a few times, one direction. So circling the torso, working into the low back and the hips a bit here. And these can be small circles or bigger circles. And then take it the other direction. And then taking your left leg, hooking the hands behind the leg, and actually left hand behind the knee, right hand over the top of the knee, and circle a few times one way. And then the other way. And then clasp the hands behind the leg and maybe circle that lower leg a few times one way. And the other. These do not have to be big circles, just kind of working into the joints. Down to the ankle, circle. Take it the opposite way. Down to the toes, give them a scrunch. And then flex and point the foot. And then we're going to take this flex and point all the way up the leg. So notice if you're starting to lean back into the back of your chair. I am, so I'm lifting up my spine. Keep that leg lifted. And inhale, sweep the lower leg up and flex through the foot. Feel the back of the leg. Exhale, lower down and point. Inhale, sweep up and flex. Exhale, lower and point. Inhale, flex. Exhale, lower and point. Two more. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale down. Picking up the right leg, same thing. So this time right hand supports and the left hand rests at the top of the knee. Circle through the hip. And the other way. Clasp those hands behind the knee. Check in with the spine. Lift it tall. Engage your core. So when I say engage the core, pull the belly in towards the spine. Feel those abdominal muscles. Circle the lower leg. And then the other way. And circle the ankle. And the other way. Give the toes a scrunch. Flex and point. Just at the foot and ankle. And then we're going to take it all the way up the leg, up the hamstring. Inhale and sweep the leg up. Flex through the foot. Exhale, lower down and point. Inhale, sweep up and flex. Exhale, lower and point. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, bring it down. Settling in here, coming into the 6 movements of the spine now. Side to side, forwards and back, and twists. So we'll take a moment first to do forwards and back. I always like to do cats and cows first. It's nice. So cats and cows typically are done in table on hands and knees. And cow is the belly drops down and cat is the back arches. So I'll turn sideways so that you can see what I'm doing maybe a little bit better here. But still keeping that 90-degree bend in the knees. So for your seated cow, maybe you reach your arms forward, but you're welcome to leave the hands resting on your legs. I like to reach forward, get a little more body involvement. As you inhale, pull the elbows towards your sides. Continue to pull them back and arch yourself forward. And maybe stick the tail out. Maybe lift the head, squeeze the shoulder blades together. So this is your seated cow, arching forwards. As you exhale, reach the arms forward and arch your back. Drop your head, feel the shoulder blades spread on your back. Tuck your tail a bit here. Inhale, pull forwards, arch. Exhale, reach forwards and arch back for cat. Inhale, pull forward to cow. Exhale, reach forward for cat. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Hold here in your cat. Breathe out. Keep breathing out. Nice long exhale and press into the feet. And inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Clasp your hands together. As you exhale, tip over to your right, just a little bit. Use your core and your side body muscles to inhale, lift back up to center, and exhale over to your left. Inhale, back up to center, and exhale, tip over to your right again. Anchor into your left hip, so see how that feels to feel yourself anchoring down. Take another breath and reach a little bit further. Exhale, go a little deeper. Feel your left side body all the way down to the hip. Imagine you can breathe. Know that you're breathing into the ribs, into the hip. Take a breath into the left side of your body. And exhale, go a little deeper. Use your core and your side body to lift up to center. And exhale over to your left. Anchor down into the right hip, so really feel that sense of weight down through the right side. Take another breath and reach. Exhale, go deeper. Take another breath, reach a little further. And exhale, deeper down. Inhale, lift up to center. And exhale, heart center. Bring the hands down. And I'd like to do something that's a little less shoulder intensive. So if having your arms up like this is really difficult, one of the things that you can do is just tilt to the side. Keep those shoulders moving down from the ears. Maybe having the hand gripped onto the side of the chair. Maybe you just lift one arm up. That's a possibility as you lean over to the side, and then you can take it to the other side. So maybe just notice if doing something like this feels better for your body. Always knowing that there are options, and one of the big options is you don't have to do anything that does not feel good for your body. This is all about nourishing the body. It's definitely about pushing some limits and gaining strength, flexibility. These things sometimes don't necessarily feel the most comfortable, but notice what's uncomfortable versus painful. Painful is not something that you want to feel. So that I'll repeat that a lot. So I apologize in advance for sounding a little bit like a broken record about this, but I think it's really important that you feel empowered to own this practice for yourself. Twists. Inhaling, sweep the arms up, hands to touch, and exhale, twist to your right. So twist the torso and bring the arms down. Inhale, sweep back up, hands to touch above, if that feels okay. Exhale, twist to your left. Inhale, up. Exhale, twist right. Gaze over that right shoulder. Inhale, up. Exhale, twist left. Gaze over that left shoulder. Inhale, up. And exhale, twist right one more time and stay here. Send the gaze over your right shoulder and take a few breaths. Ujjayi breath, a nice opportunity to bring this in. Be aware of your breath. Maybe you go a little bit deeper into your twist on your exhales. Notice how that feels. And then on your next inhale, sweep the arms up high, lengthen through the side body, hands touch, and exhale, twist over to your left, holding here for a few breaths. Maybe going a little bit deeper on each exhale. Listen to your breath. Hear your Ujjayi breath. Maybe going slightly deeper as you breathe. And notice your feet. Press into your feet. Engage your core. Inhale, sweep those arms back up. Exhale, heart center. Forward folds. Coming down and going back up. Maybe you want to have blanket in front of you, or maybe blocks to bring the hands down onto. These are both nice options. Keeping the feet at hip distance. So this is what's called, this is Uttanasana, forward fold in the chair, coming down over the legs, bringing the hands to the floor. Inhale and sweep the arms up. And exhale, hands to heart center. So this is Anjali Mudra. A mudra is a hand gesture or seal. So here we are with our prayer palms. Take a breath in and out. Bring the hands to the legs. Take a breath in. And exhale, begin to run the hands down. So this is our very gradual way, just body aware way of coming into this, running the hands down over the legs, over the knees, down the legs. And maybe resting the hands on the blocks, if that's where you want to go, or maybe bringing them all the way to the floor. Feeling the torso rest on the legs, perhaps letting the head hang down. Take a breath in and out here. Then as you inhale next, running the hands back up the legs, bringing the hands to the thighs. On your next inhale, press the torso all the way back up. So that's an easeful way to come into forward fold. Another option is to inhale and sweep the arms up. And exhale, swan dive down. So you can take the arms wide and begin to float the torso down. Feel your feet anchoring you down as you fold forwards. Maybe hands land on blocks. Maybe they come all the way down. Again, head hangs low. Take a breath in and out. And then inhale, rise back up. Sweep the arms up. Engage your core. Pull the belly in towards the spine. Really feel your core work when you do that. Exhale, swan dive down or fold. In the first way we did this. Take a breath in and out when you arrive and forward fold, Uttanasana. Press into the feet and inhale, come back upright. Exhale, fold back down, however you'd like to get there. Take a breath in and out. And then press into the feet, engage your core. Inhale, sweep back up. Hands to touch above. Exhale, bring hands to heart center. Take the feet a little bit wider now. Does not have to be super wide. Maybe also coming a little bit closer towards the edge of your chair so you can gain a little bit more expansion potential in the hips and the legs. So feet can be running parallel to each other, or they can be angling outwards, whatever feels more stable for you. So it's all about stability here, using the support of the chair, using the support of the mat, the earth beneath you to stabilize and to feel yourself anchored, rooted and grounded. So coming into a wide straddle fold now. Blocks are also really nice for this. Take a breath in, coming down in sort of a slower, steadier way. As you exhale, run the hands first to the knees, coming to partway fold. And maybe you bring the elbows to the knees. Take notice here. Are you starting to just curl yourself forwards? Can you notice your sternum and pull the sternum away from your navel? So feeling a sense of lengthening along the front of your body. Pull the shoulders away from your ears. And this may be where you want to stay. Take a breath in. And exhale, bring hands to the blocks perhaps at whatever height, high, medium, low. So coming partway down, a little bit further, continue to pull the sternum away from your navel. Take another breath in. And exhale, maybe fold all the way down. Take a breath in and out wherever you've ended up. And then inhale, lift up partway, maybe fingertips on the blocks. Hold as you exhale, notice your core, pull the belly in towards the spine, and inhale, bring elbows to the knees. Exhale, press into the feet, engage through the core, and inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up. This time, maybe reach forwards, leaning forward, so reaching part way. So rather than bringing the elbows to the knees, but bring your elbows to the knees if that's something that just feels better for you. Still bringing awareness to your chest. Notice your hips here. Take another breath, reach a little further, and exhale, bring the hands down to the blocks or all the way to the floor. Take another breath. And exhale, lower as far down as you'd like to go. Either to the floor, hands on the blocks, or elbows at the knees. Take a breath in and out. Engage through the core. And inhale, sweep up partway, reach the arms forwards. Hold as you exhale, then press into the feet and inhale, lift all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Walk your feet over to the right. So there's going to be a few options here. I'm going to go through warriors. So warriors are, this warrior 1, which is a straightforward lunge. Warrior 2 is where we, in warrior 1, arms come up. Warrior 2, arms go out. And in warrior 3, we are balancing with a leg extended. So you're balancing on one leg. So eventually we're going to get through all of the warriors as part of our sequence, but we're going to focus on warrior 1 today in the chair and the different options that are available to you for that. In essence, warrior 1 is a lunge posture. So a lunge, as you know, is one leg's in front, knee is bent, nice and stable. And the other leg is extended back. And there's a few options I just would like to cover here. So you can have your back leg, and also know too, if it's not comfortable to go over the edge of the chair, your warrior can be done in a way that's angled out. So we'll start here first with the not going over the edge of the chair. So checking in with that front right knee, wanting to keep it at a 90-degree angle to keep that knee safe. So you can check in, see if it's above the ankle or a little bit behind it. That left foot's going back just a bit, but still keeping yourself stable and steady. But you're sort of angling maybe out to, I don't know, say, what would that be? Your 1 o'clock. Inhale and sweep the arms up. And that is Virabhadrasana 1 here in the chair, option 1. Take a couple of breaths and just see how this feels. So even if you feel fully capable of standing and doing a full warrior 1, maybe you just want to see how this feels. Notice how it feels. Notice where the attention is in your body. It's different in the chair. Take one more breath in, and then exhale, bring your hands back down. If you'd like to try straddling over the chair, bringing that right leg to go off the side of the chair. If you want to keep yourself going off at that angle, you are welcome to do that. So just check in, see what you can do. So here we are coming into option number 2. So now the right leg's going off the side of the chair, the right side of the chair, and the left leg getting stable on that foot, but maybe it's coming just straight down here. No big angle back. And noticing, so you see, coming sort of straddling the edge of the chair. And you may want some sort of stability here underneath that knee. That's an option for you. You can put a block or a bolster, pillow, any sort of thing under there if you feel like you need to stabilize in that way. We also want to work on using the strength of your body to hold you here. Feel your feet grounding you down. Hips are facing the same direction as that right knee. Shoulders facing that same direction as well. Then inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1. Taking a few breaths here. Feel your body. Breathe your Ujjayi breath. Feel the sense of focus and strength. One more breath in. And exhale, bring the hands down. Relax that back leg a little bit. Maybe give it the hip a little circle. Option number 3 is to either extend that leg more fully back, angling, maybe even angling those toes out to the left. So the left foot's going back, toes can angle out to the left. I find in the chair it feels best just to stay on my toes. I'm not twisting the leg too much. Another option is to actually straddle the seat of your chair if you feel like you have that flexibility and the right height. So if your feet are kind of swinging and dangling and not solidly on the earth, you may just want to shift to that next position down. None of these positions are higher or lower than the other ones. They're all different. I guess that's just my typical reference language, which isn't necessarily the most accurate. I'll work on that. Anyway, feet are anchoring you here, coming into this slightly more extended version for those of you that are joining for this. Inhale and sweep the arms up to the sky. Take a few breaths. Feel the feet anchoring you down. Notice what feels expansive. Notice what feels difficult. Take one more breath in and exhale, hands to heart center. Using your chair to support you, spin back forwards and all the way over to the other side. So first starting with Warrior One at that angle, using the front of the chair, using the front of the seat rather than the sides of the chair. So now that right leg goes back just to where, however far you can feel comfortable doing it. You could go all the way back if you feel supported enough. But checking in with the stability of that left leg, checking in where the knee is, feeling the foot ground you down, lifting the spine tall, and inhale, sweep the arms up. Take a few breaths here. One more breath in and out. And then we're going to take it a little bit wider, if that feels okay. Getting that left leg going off the left side of the chair and checking in. And you're just coming straight down with that right knee. Feel grounded, rooted, and anchored. And inhale, sweep the arms up, reach high. Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior One. One more breath in and exhale, bring it down, and maybe take it a little bit wider if you want. So maybe extending that right leg a little further back, feeling that sense of expansion perhaps through the front of the right hip. Noticing if you're coming up onto the left toes, really anchoring down through that foot. Inhale and sweep the arms up high, Virabhadrasana 1, here in the chair. Use your Ujjayi breath, whatever Virabhadrasana 1 posture you are taking right now. Take one more breath in and exhale, hands to heart center, and bring yourself back to center. Take a moment here, maybe lift up the right leg. Give it a little spin. And then the left leg, give it a little spin. And then coming back into what is typically, well, we'll head into warrior, but I'm going to come back into revisit arms and other elements. So come back onto the right side. So we talked a lot about the feet and the legs grounding. So come into your Warrior One position. And of course you're noticing the feet and the legs. That's a really active part of the body. So you feel your sense of grounding down. You feel the feet connecting to the earth. You feel your hips here. The heaviness of the low part of the body where you're connecting to the chair. And then really notice the core. So pulling the belly in towards the spine and lifting the spine tall. And begin to notice also your shoulders. Notice if they're shrugging up. Relax them down away from your ears. You can stay like this. Notice if your shoulders give you trouble. You can always keep the shoulders down. But inhale and sweep the arms up if that feels okay for you. And as you sweep the arms up, notice if the shoulders start shrugging up by the ears. Glide the shoulder blades down the back. Keep space in your neck. And send your gaze to what's called a drishti, a focal point. So find something on the wall beyond you that's not moving and just send your gaze there and take a few breaths. Feel the full engagement of your body now. Noticing hands, shoulders, the neck, the length of the spine, the core, hips, and down the legs into the feet. And feel the breath moving in and out. Ujjayi breath. Coming briefly into Warrior Two. Turn the torso. Leave the legs just as they are. Turn the torso forwards and reach the arms wide. Send the gaze back over your front right hand. Here's Warrior Two. Keep those shoulders relaxing down from the ears. Take a breath in and out. Inhale, bring those hands up above. And exhale, heart center. Spin yourself forwards and all the way over to the other side. So taking a moment to anchor here to feel the body. Noticing all the parts working together for Virabhadrasana. And noticing how they all come together, how it's all working. Level of coordination, flexibility, strength, and balance here. Feel the feet grounding you down. Feel that energy coming up into the legs. Notice your hips. Notice your seat in the chair. Lift the spine tall and relax the shoulders down from the ears. Inhale and sweep the arms up. Notice if the shoulders are shrugging up by the ears and relax them down from the ears. Feel the core. Take a few breaths. Ujjayi breath. Find your drishti as well, that focal point. Practicing finding a drishti is very helpful for gaining a sense of balance and steadiness in all these different postures. Ujjayi. Hear it coming in and out. Take one more breath in. And exhale, turn the torso to face forwards and send the arms wide. Arms about shoulder height. Keep the shoulders relaxing down from the ears. And then send your gaze back over that left hand. Maybe give those fingers a wiggle. Take a couple of breaths here. Feel the sense of expansion. Inhale, sweep the arms up, hands to touch. Exhale, heart center, and bring the feet forwards. So take a moment here, give the other like a little circle. So coming into sort of the close of our practice here, we're going to do just a few gentle twists, a few folds. So forward folds are a great way for the body to indicate to the body that it's time to slow down, to settle down. And then we're going to sit in silence for 1 minute. And then we'll close our practice. I like to close with an Om in yoga philosophy. That is the sound at the start of the universe. So the very original sound of all things, all life. And it's just a sound of reverence to honor our practice, to honor our world, our experience in the world, all these different things. So it just can encompass all of that. So it's a very beautiful sound. You can do it with me or not at the end of practice. That is your choice. So that's what we're heading towards. So we're going to be coming into just a few cool down things. So first I'd like to just do a few gentle twists side to side. So inhaling, sweep the arms up, reach up high, and exhale, twist over to your right. Send the gaze over that right shoulder, bringing the hands down, taking a few breaths. You can continue with your Ujjayi breath here. So maybe you begin to soften your breath a little bit and work to start to lengthen your exhale. Take one more deep breath in. As you exhale, maybe twist a little bit deeper. And then inhale, sweep the arms up, reach up high, hands to touch. Exhale, twist over to your left. And as you arrive here, notice if the knees start knocking in towards the middle. Feel the feet anchoring you firmly on the ground. Send the gaze over your left shoulder, if that feels okay. Take a few breaths. Take one more deep breath in. As you exhale, go a little deeper. And then inhale, sweep the arms up, hands to touch. Take the feet just a little bit wide and bring the elbows down onto the knees. Inhale and sweep the right arm up to the sky. If it feels okay, bring the hand behind the head and open through the elbow, taking a few breaths. Inhale the arm back up and exhale, bring that elbow to the knee. Inhale, sweep the left arm up, reach up high, maybe gaze up, twisting the torso, feeling that down through the hip. If it feels okay, bring the hand behind the head. Open through the elbow a little bit. Feel the side of your body. Take a few breaths. Inhale the arm up and exhale, bring it down. Hold here for a moment. Coming into a forward fold for a cool down. You're welcome to leave the feet a little bit wide and fold forwards, or you're welcome to heel toe the feet back into about hip distance apart. Take a moment to figure out where you want to be. And then take a breath in to pull the sternum away from the navel. And exhale, lengthen down. So lengthen the torso down over your thighs and fold yourself forwards. Hands can rest on the blocks or come all the way down to the ground. Let the head be heavy. Take a few breaths here. If it's not good for your head or your eyes to lean all the way forwards, you can just rest the elbows at the knees and keep the head above the heart. Keep lengthening through your exhales, so arriving here towards the close of our practice. Bring the hands on top of your feet if they're there, maybe onto the blocks, and then run the hands up the legs. Take a breath in, lifting yourself up. Lift the torso tall and exhale, relax the shoulders down from the ears. Feel yourself rooted and anchored, feet, hips, sits bones. Let the hands rest in the laps wherever it is that they land. Take a deep breath in and exhale, close your eyes. If it's not comfortable to have eyes closed, you can have a very soft gaze forward and down. Find something to send your gaze to, a drishti. And we'll begin our silent sit for the next minute. Take a deep breath in and out. Notice how that minute felt to you. Did it feel like an eternity or a very short period of time? Were there lots of thoughts bumping around in there, or was it relatively clear? Just take a moment to reflect. Bring the hands together at heart center into Anjali Mudra, prayer palms. Close your eyes for a moment and we'll take a deep breath in and sigh it out. And we will pause to offer gratitudes. Gratitudes for our hearts, our bodies, our minds, our breath. This practice and our ability to practice. Gratitude to the Rowe Cultural Council for making this an option for us. And take a moment to think of something you are feeling gratitude for in this moment. I will close with an Om. You can join me if you'd like, either aloud or inside your mind. Take a breath in, exhale to clear, and an inhale to start. Om. Bow your head to your hands, connecting your mind, your body, your heart, your breath, sealing your practice. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy and may all beings be free. Thank you so much for practicing with me, and I look forward to sharing more chair yoga as we expand through this practice together, bringing in additional lunge postures, sequences, balances, all sorts of great stuff. So thank you for giving it a try, and I hope to see you again soon.